Apapun itu silakan langsung angkat tangannya. Saya harap kalau ini sudah terima, berarti kan sudah terima. And less than 1 year from ini semester 7. Jadi harapannya belajar kali ini bisa membawa banyak manfaat dan knowledge atau inspirasi untuk topik kalian nanti saat kami project. Jadi saya harap partisipasi aktifnya dari teman-teman semua. Oke? Ayo ready? Ini Okay. Good morning, everyone. Excellency Organizational Department of Business Science. Excellency, our speakers from Universiti Teknologi and our students. It gives me a great pleasure to welcome all of you to the next lecture, Research on Information Learning. I'm the moderator of the first section of the section, and I'm happy to see you here and welcome all of you to this. As you know, that machine learning has been regularly before, and students are partnering with science. First, you guys have heard and learned about various methods of machine learning. So in today's lecture, we will get a closer look into research topic of machine learning. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our the first speaker is from Teknologi. Let me introduce our speakers. Dr. Shuzlina Rahman. She is currently working as a lecturer at the Universiti Teknologi. The area of expertise are in computational intelligence, data analytics, data mining, and during her academic career. Among them, develops some of the most recent both award from Assoc, the IDN 2020 Gold Award and 2020, and also some outstanding teacher award, and also from International Program on Engineering on 2020. Before the presentation, let me tell you how this guest lecture will go. Firstly, I'd like to remind you of our department to give opening remarks, but unfortunately, you cannot come here. And after that, Shuzlina will be invited to present the material of research topic information learning for about an hour. And after that, there will be a question and answer section followed by discussion. Allow me to welcome Dr. Sofianita to present the material of research topic information learning for about an hour. Time is yours.
Thank you very much, Bunia. A very nice introduction from her. Right, I just got to know her this morning. Right, Alhamdulillah, me and Dr. Sophie will be here, right, to present our lecture related to machine learning. Okay, Assalamualaikum and selamat pagi semua. Thank you for joining me. Right. I'm very happy to see you this morning. Right. And I was very delighted to see all the students, right, here. I have been mentioned by the committee. I batch to see Teknologi Malaysia. So that's the committee for the community, right? And allocated and so this is my second time coming here with the Society actually, I mean, from business telegraphy, right? I can business. Alright. And I was alright, so I've been teaching since years I got my master's in the Universiti in Universiti Malaysia, which is in Thailand. Then I spent about 3 years, 4 years, then I joined UITM. Okay, so with the UITM, I think I teach undergraduate things as well as master's course. Right? So mainly my teaching cover, okay, data mining, okay, artificial intelligence, software, soft computing concepts like technology, like use support system, things like that. All right, and I'm very passionate in machine learning. My first project, okay, in neural network is back in year 1999. Are you born in that year? No. I'm very old. Okay, all right. So my first project in neural network is in year 1999, right? Where I worked on the one in the domain of medical. Right, I try to classify different types of anemia. You know what anemia? Yeah, different types of anemia. So I try to classify based on the patient's profile. So that's what was my project back in 2000. And I'm very but now I make my research in this and television by just now unstructured technology. Right, I think there's a vision for the discussion part, right? Let's go to the main thing of our discussion.
Okay, this is basically the overview of my
Today, I was asked to talk on machine learning research.
because of you may venture your project in machine learning. I hope so. I hope by the end of this you have the interest, okay, to apply these machine learning algorithms. Okay, so that is the things I would like to cover today.
But before I have to to just give a big picture, right, on what is actually machine. Any of you have an idea what's machine learning? Looking at my slide, just you know the contents. By the word machine learning, what do you understand with that? Machine learning. The keyword there is learning. That's very good. So we want to let the machine learn. If we want to let the machine learn, so that is able to do something as what we human beings can do. Like I'm recognizing you as a male student. I'm recognizing you as a female student. Looking at the pictures, I know this is male students, female students. Okay, as simple as that. So we try to come up with a system or algorithm that can differentiate between male students and female students. How? By giving samples of reports, sample of images of male and female students. So that at the end of the learning process, the algorithm can learn, okay, this is male and this is female. So we try to mimic the way human beings, classify things and objects. Right? Okay, that's basically. And of course, that is the common definition. I mentioned that machine learning is a branch of artificial intelligence, or known simply as AI, right? And computer science, which focuses on the use of data and algorithms. As I mentioned just now, we need to have samples. We need to have data of male and female students so that the machines can learn the characteristic of the
objects as we have begin. Alright, and through the learning process, the learning will start, it will try to improve the recognition rate of class value, right? Because we need to supply the sufficient sample of samples. And if you look at the Venn diagram over there, there's a Venn diagram, isn't it? Right? So where's machine learning? Machine learning is a sub of AI, right? And within machine learning, we have neural network. Okay? Neural networks, have you heard the term neural networks before? Yeah. Some of you say yes, some of you say no. So those who say yes, maybe you can just simply describe what you understand by the neural network. Your name is?
Anita.
Okay.
It's a design system where we try to mimic how human brain networks work. So it has an input and multiple layers of process. It will give a designer output.
Wow, very good. Thank you. Yeah, we have a small reports for those who participate. So as you mentioned by Ms. Hanifa, she says that it's a system that tries to mimic thing, right? Where we have the neurons. So in our brain, we have multiple neurons, and these neurons are interconnected to communicate, right? That's basically neural networks. And then another term which is very hot nowadays is called deep learning, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, now, anyone with the deep learning knowledge and speak of the deep learning words, deep learning is actually the concept. Anyone? It's not so new, isn't it? Right? Okay, any male students? Maybe you? Your name please?
I'm Naufal. I'm Sky.
Come again?
Naufal.
Naufal.
Yes.
Naufal.
Thank you.
Alright, deep learning.
I think deep learning is
It's a subset of machine learning.
yeah.
Any other extra information?
I think deep learning is when we learn deep about that.
Yeah. So the keywords that we mentioned by Rahman is deep, right? The word deep means we want to go deeper. All right. Yeah, you have the idea. Okay, thanks. Okay. All right. As mentioned by Nampa, it has a deep. The keyword that is deep. So we try to differentiate between deep learning and neural networks in such a way that the deep, because neural network has multiple layers, right? So if we have more than one hidden layer, if we have multi layers, then we can have the deep kind of learning, but with the learning process is more deeper, right? It's, there's a lot of communication that can be done within the hidden layers, right? Okay, and then I mentioned about machine learning is an important component of data science. So you can see data science as an umbrella view that has the components of the terms I mentioned over there. So that is the relationships in general between data science, machine learning, neural network, and deep learning. And of course, with today's era, we live with the big data. So we are part of the provider of the big data. Every now and then, we use Facebook, we use Instagram. What's the parents platform here in Indonesia? Instagram. Okay, so you are the contributor to the Instagrams, all right? So it generates a huge amount of data set every day. Okay, and this kind of machine learning makes use of the statistical. The word statistical, your business statistics is very. I'm sure your foundation statistics is very strong. You make use of the statistical and machine learning methods, and of course we have algorithms, right, to train and to make the classification of relation tasks. Okay. At the end, the idea is to come up with an informed decision, a better decision in the banking. Alright, just now it's just an overview because just now I did ask what's the difference between A and neural networks. So as you can see here, alright, I need to use this one. So for the standard artificial neural network, we have 3 layers: the input layer, hidden layer, and output layer. So when we talk about deep neural network, we will enhance the hidden layers. It can be 2 layers, it can be 3 layers, it can be 4 layers, and so on. So depending on the problems that you want to solve, you may get out the hidden layers now. Right? And this kind of architecture, all right, has the output layer, meaning that we work under the supervised learning. So I start to introduce now the category of types of machine learning algorithms. Okay. Any questions so far? Okay, clear? Please feel free to ask me. If I can answer, I have my friends here, Dr. Sophie can help me. Maybe because sometimes maybe I'm not able to explain clearly, so she can further explain to you. Alright? Okay, no problem? And Hanifa, so I know 2 of you already. Alright, so moving on. Okay, now let me explain a bit on how actually it works. Okay, how actually the machine learning algorithm works. So based on this citation, alright, they mentioned that the machine learning process involve 3 main components. One is decision process, the other one is error functions, and the other one is model optimization process. So basically, the decision process is how we decide for the decision process. We as a human being always make decisions whether to come or not to come to class. As simple as that, isn't it? So we are based on certain things. So we based on maybe how do you feel today? If you feel good, you have a good mood or not, okay? And then what are the things that may influence your decision process? When it's a rainy, if not raining outside, right? Do I have transport today? So those things will influence whether your decision is coming to the class or not coming to the class. Then you got some kind of decision process. Then the error function will evaluate how good is your decision. Is your decision come to the class is good or not? If it could be good if you do not come to the class today, it may be good to someone, right? I mean, come or not come, depending on the factors that involve with the person, right? If he see that it's not good to come to the class, right? And then the model. So we will involve with the model optimization process in which we try to, iterate or improving the accuracy rate. Okay, we try to improve from time to time by looking at how good the model can classify the output, right? So that's basically the idea of how actually the machine learning works. And of course, this diagram shows the detail of how machine learning process works. All right. The thing that we need here is that, what's the first part here? Raw data. Raw data, right? So we need to have raw data. It means the data. The raw means the raw means something that is still having noise. Okay, that need to be clean, right? So this is what we call raw data. Because in certain cases, for example, we may have some missing values, right, on that particular sample. So that data set is considered raw data, and then we need to clean it. We need to pre-process it, right? You have an idea on how it's like, right? It's like, of course, you know how to clean the outliers, you know how to clean the noisy part, and so on, right? So I will not explain it again. But basically, you need to apply a certain techniques of processing so that your data is clean. It's like garbage in, garbage out. You feed with the good quality data, then you're going to have a good quality output, right? And then once you have prepared the data, then you will apply a particular machine learning algorithm to that data set, right? So that it able to come up with a model. The idea is to come up with a model, right? That's able to classify or predict the new unseen data that was not included in the training set, right? So that is the process. So you look at these 2 stages, it has to be iterated. Okay, until we satisfy with a certain condition. Same goes with the modeling. You can iterate until you satisfy the model. So once you have got the optimal model, then it will be used to application that relates to that structure. Okay. Okay, so all right. All right. Let's move on. Okay, I still have to, to describe the overview of the machine learning algorithms. This is basically the category of types of machine learning algorithms. Which one is the most common for you? Supervised learning, right? Unsupervised, supervised, unsupervised, something new. How about semi-supervised? All right. Okay. Basically, if you look at literatures, there are many ways people categorize machine learning algorithms. Some researchers categorize into 3, some researchers categorize into 4. So, to me, the category or the types of machine learning algorithms fall into these 4 types. One is supervised, another one is unsupervised, another one is semi-supervised, it's a combination of supervised and unsupervised, and finally is the reinforcement learning. Okay, so this is how actually the model learns the patterns, right? So simply say, all right, if we say supervised, all of you are aware of supervised learning. So with the supervised mean, you have the supervisor. When you supervise mean, you have the supervisor. You have the teacher, right? You have the teacher to follow on, right? So your data set contains the output label. So you have the set of inputs, you have the output label. So that is the data set that we need to have that kind of data set for the supervised learning. Okay? So you have a teacher, but for the unsupervised, it's without a teacher. Meaning that your categorization or the way you partition is merely based on the properties or as characteristic of the samples. But as mentioned just now, how do I classify or cluster between male and female? By looking at the properties, the object has, isn't it? Right? So we make use of the similarities and differences for the unsupervised. Okay? And it is mainly based on the data set itself. Right. So how about semi-supervised? How about semi-supervised? So semi-supervised, as I mentioned, is a married supervised and semi-supervised. That's basic supervised. But this kind of semi-supervised learning is very useful when we have a large sample, right? That we want to do, want to classify, right? But we are able to have the levels. Okay, maybe I will give an example. If you can imagine the documentation or documents that we have many articles, then you have a lot of articles, thousands of articles, right? But do you know, this article belongs to which category? Do you know which category this another article belongs to? You might not know. And it's very tedious, to label each and single article, isn't it? So what we do here in semi-supervised is that we take a portion of samples or a portion of articles from the big pool, right, and we label it. Okay, we label it. So that in a way that we manually label, but that samples is representative of the bigger samples. Okay, so we annotate the small portions and then we train it, right, and then we have a model, isn't it? So we may use this to further classify the unlabeled samples, the remaining samples. So we don't have to do all the samples, right? So it will, save all times of labeling every single samples. Okay, so that's the thing. How about reinforcement? The word reinforcement means, anyone have an idea what reinforcement learning? The keyword I mentioned here is learn from mistake. Learn from mistake. Do you have any experience of learning from mistake? For example, you want to say something? Check. Anyone? Do you have any experience of learning by mistake? Nabila, do you have any experience of learning by mistake? What is your favorite? What is your favorite? Why did you just try making soto? Right? You just try making soto. Based on my experience, I mix, right? By us, I mix. The girls, come on, the girls, how to make soto? Chicken, yes. Actually, chicken. Okay, so some of the ingredients are there. Right, so ingredients are back. Because you are not a professional, right? You know how much is the portion each, right? So just right? Just try. And put it in the bowl and then test it. What? Just good? No. Yeah, definitely no, definitely no, right? So that is your first learning. So you said, oh, this is not so good. I should reduce the amount of ginger, for example, so it will be better. Right? So every time we learn, we try to, improve the process. Right? We try to improve the process. But of course, the learn that we say is unique, involved with agent. So agent is basically you yourself, the one that try to put the soto, right? You as an agent, so you interact with the environment. So you interact with the way how you cook. Okay, you have those ingredients, right? So from there you try to have some kind of understanding, right? So in the second round of making soto, you may put a better soto. So lama-lama pandai lah, ya. So maksudnya, tapi ini ditambah reward. Kalau kamu masak begini, sebenarnya begini reward. Kalau lebih baik, apa lagi reward? Kan? Jadi lama-lama makin baik, right? So try improve with the interaction with Nabila, that's okay. Nabila, yes. Oh, really good. We like ikan. Okay. Okay, and that's enough. I think for the overview of the whole category of machinery. Alright, I like this thing, right? Because when you ask me to come up with this machine learning research content, I'm trying to find something that is easily understand. Right? If you look at this, right? So we have machine learning in the center, we have unsupervised, supervised, and only that here is the semi-supervised, right? But it's okay, alright, because this is the main research application. So if you have the supervised, we will as simple as we identify the image, right? So that is simple recognition. Or maybe we can have fraud detection. We can have what is that? Diagnostic. Diagnose whether a machine is going to fail or not, right? So basically, it must have some level. It must be a predetermined level. They associate with the class, with the input parameters, right? So for the unsupervised, like example is like clustering, right? We may have example like customer segmentation, all right? You are all in business services age. There are a lot of time of business involving the customer and so on. So this is very good. If you want to partition, for example, based on the day they do the purchasing, right? The behavior of their then purchasing, what they buy, what they not buy, and so on. Right? So we have those kind of information that can help us to partition the customer. The reinforcement learning is example being widely used in real-time decisions. If you're aware of the autonomous vehicle, right? Autonomous vehicle has many sensors, right? The sensor could be the camera itself. It can be the LiDAR as the detection device. It's a special kind of IoT, the LiDAR, right? And then you may have the other sensors. So it will try to combine all these sensors, come up with a single decision, right? So then you can associate with the possible concept which I mentioned. So that's basically the overview of the research that we can do in machine learning. So this diagram is more details in a way that we mentioned the supervised learning in terms of the classification verification task. So here, what is classification? What is verification? It's basically the task, the activities. Okay? So the activity is to classify, the activity is to predict. So that is the activity. So we divide by that to differentiate between the example of task and the supervised learning. So the below part is the example of algorithms that can be used under classifications. This is under that can be used for the differentiations. So the word discrete and continuous here differentiates between the two. Okay, now let me ask you, I'm sure you know about this, right? Can you give an example of discrete by a discrete example and continuous example? Or maybe if I say the grade is expressed into A, B, C, Z, A, B, C, right? The grade, the grades, right? So you may have 5 categories of grades under E, right? So this grades is called under discrete type or numeric type. Discrete, right? Majority answer discrete. Yes, I know you are aware of this. So when your output is a discrete in time, meaning that it falls under classification. If your output is fall under the discrete, it is called classification task. And the other way around, if your output is in the form of number or numeric, for example, 30%, in 30,000, so ada number tiga number jadi. So that falls under regression. So we may use the regression algorithms, right, to predict, example, the house price. Okay. You want to predict the house price limit, so that is a regression algorithm. So the price is numeric in the time. Unless you want to make, you want to transfer the numeric into discrete. That is different story, right? So that's differentiation between classification and regression. The unsupervised, of course, we have some other algorithms here, right? As synthetic clustering, general, we have k-means, we have, I can't read, either it's hierarchical, right? And so on. So those are some of the applications that falls under this category. This is so far. Am I going too fast? I'm okay. All right. So far, okay. Okay. This is just to recap what I mentioned about classification tasks, right? As I mentioned, classification tasks we may use the algorithms. Okay? One of the popular algorithms is called decision tree, right? Decision tree. So before I play the video on decision tree, let me just briefly explain on the supervised machine learning algorithms. So one thing that you notice here, this is our data set, isn't it? Okay, so in supervised, we may have the data set that is partitioned, right, into training set as well as the test set. Are you aware of this thing? The training set folds. So, good that you are aware,
training set and testing set. So what is the rules for the training and testing set in terms of the size of the samples? What are the rules? Because when I asked you just now, you said you're aware of the training set and testing set, isn't it? Good. Okay, now my next question is that what is the rule between the training, the standard to the training set and testing set? Here number very good. It's about 80% to 20%. So it indicates that the size of the training set has to be larger than the test set, right? Because we want to let the machine learn the patterns. More the better. The more the better, isn't it? But how big it is very subjective. It's depending on the problem that you want to solve. Okay. So here, as you can see, the size of training set is much bigger than the test set. So the process of having a model is what we call induction. Okay. Induction process, we try to induce or come up with a model from a sample. So that is the induction process. Right. So we may have several models, right? Once we satisfy our particular model, then we will test it. Okay, we will test it. How good is it? We test it using the test set. We call it test set. So the process of applying the model to the test set is induction. Okay. Induction and deduction. Right? And then once we are happy with a certain performance of the model, and we use that model to classify new answer data that was used in the training as well. Yes. Okay. All right. Okay, shall we just play a short video on mission 3? All right. May I?
Yes.
All right. I hope it was well. I have actually
Itu kayaknya mau buka video yang linknya ada di sini.
okay. I'll skip. I mentioned the video. Right? So right. It is another video classroom. Okay, now I will start research on supervised machine. I have categorized and select a few of my past research studies to share it out. Right? So just give me a 5-minute break. Okay. Okay. If you want to take a break as well. Okay, it is free to do so. It will help. It is. You can take a break so you want to take a break. Okay.
Sudah oke? Oh, keperluan sudah kedengaran ya, Mbak ya? Oh, kurang dekat. Oh, kurang dekat. Ya, masih akan dekat lagi ya. Should be closer. Mic-nya ini atau dari sini tapi ini. Ini yang apa? Ada yang klip bluetooth itu Mbak. Ada. Oh, sebenarnya pakai itu aja. Nanti bisa untuk second speaker ini kan beliau kan masih pembicara pertama. Nanti selanjutnya kan ada Bu Sofi. Mungkin Bu Sofi bisa diminta untuk klip mic. Oh, kalau dari sana nggak terus? Ini nanti untuk yang di lantai bawah, biar kelihatan. Oh, tapi yang penting kan slide-nya, Mbak. Atau dikasih di atasnya gitu, mungkin Pak bisa diperkecil. Sudah oke? Oh, iya. Iya. Social content. Iya. Jadi coba saja. Udah sih, udah kecil atau?
Okay, shall we continue? Yes. I just had a chat with my friends here, many. Okay, that's why I showed this regression. I think this is nothing new, right? And you know very well what's regression. So regression is one of the what we use in yes, we are very familiar with it. Yeah, and what kind of software that you use? Internet. Yes, our studio, Excel, right? So we can use Excel, right, to create a model, regression model, right? But the key things I want to highlight is that say regression means here is a linear regression, output is a linear in the impact, right? But do we have some type of regression with this is a linear regression and that deals with the numeric features. Right?
Mungkin volume speakernya bisa
The one with the discrete features. Logistic, yes, logistic. So logistic. So this is regression means we deal with the numeric class level, and logistic we deal with the discrete. That is the key thing that we need to be aware of. Okay, very good. And the rest of you, of course, because he is near to me, so I respond you fast compared to the rest of you. Okay, I'll skip that, but let's skip that some examples where you can use of regression, right? Okay, how about classification? Again, when we talk about the regressions, you take the class level to come off numeric, but the classification is a form of discrete. Okay, so if your original data sets comes in the form of numeric, can you transform it to be a discrete value? Yes. Very good. Can do that. That's what we call transformation process. The name for that is called discretization, isn't it? So discretization is a process to transform the numeric data type into discrete. That's the discretization. So we have a very good foundation for that. It's very good, right? So with that in mind, so we have a set of samples with the class level in the discrete type, right? So we can perform classification or categorization. So that are some of the example of my past research dealing with the classification, in which we want to identify the severity level of probability, whether it falls into mild, moderate, or severe. So that is called 3 classes, right? And then we can classify. Another example is classify the gradient of time university based on programs, right? So we classify here. Gradient of time. So for your programs, to my understanding, this number, Ubuntu said it will require you to learn until semester 8, right? Semester 8, 4 years. So if you can finish by 4 years, you will grade on time, right? So if you are able to grade on time, what is the problem with that? So we like to examine that kind of scenario. That means the students are able to grade on time. So that's basically the story behind this research, right? And then another example of research which I involved is like web mining and classify the youth emotions. Right? So this is one of my undergraduate students that said that she told me that my roommates really like Korean movie. How about you all? Yeah. She really loved Korean movie, doctor. She told me. So with that, but sometimes she regrets so much. Maybe. So she wanted to investigate that kind of problems, you know. So I said, okay, why not come up with this copy and get samples from this one, if I'm not mistaken, she took a sample from Twitter, right? Samples try to classify emotions of the youngsters at all, right? So whether they can fall to any of the 6 emotions category. So students try to propose something that close to that, so that we want to see how good the model is, right? So that's another story of this research. Okay, and then back to the division tree. The next tree means we have an end of the day, we may have a tree, right? So a tree may have multiple layers depending on the way you put the algorithms, right? So the nodes, the final nodes represent the outcome, right? And we need to come up with an optimum size of optimum knowledge to represent the problems. So as in this case, okay, the concept of decision tree. Decision tree algorithms. Kind of. Okay, yeah, just try to. So the idea of decision tree is try to break down, right, subproblems. General standard of being decision tree unique, right? So when you have a very big problem, we will split into several subproblems. Subproblem 1, subproblem 2, and subproblem n, for example. And we try to solve every subproblems. Okay, we try to solve each of them, right? And at the end, we try to combine it. So that we have a solid representation of the problems. So we can solve it faster, right? And better. So that's the idea actually behind the decision tree algorithm. What we call as conquer, okay, break and debug conquer concept. Okay, try to break up the problems into subproblems. So because you can't see the details there, right? I will make a session to explain the whole story about this. Everybody is sufficient now for this session. Okay, I would like to explain further on this research because I need to concentrate on the research page, right? In this section. Okay. As you can see here, this is what I mentioned just now. Just that the details in the research is that you need to have data set. You need to have data set. Without data, you can't be able to come up with a good model, right? So you need to search for the data set. You need to search for the relevant data set. So here, it's quite exciting. We go to that later, right? We go to that later to find the details of the attributes. Okay, what are the attributes involved? What are the values, and what are the description of that variables? Okay, so in doing any research, you need to talk with the expert in the field, the domain. What is the factors that may influence the in this case? We talk with the UITM person that's deal with the students' reports. They will supply us sample of students with the graded and ungraded. So I have the data set that's level in class Teknologi format. Right? But they have a lot of samples. Okay? And we filter down the size of sufficient sample for our study. Right? So that is the thing about me of this project. And with this project, right, we examined or experimented with a number of machine learning algorithms. So you can see here, because our data set involves two main streams. One is engineering programs, another one is technology, right? Science program or SST. Okay? So we experimented with 5 classifiers, and you can see here, right? We have decision tree, we have random forest, we have naive Bayes, and we have support vector machine. For the support vector machine, there are various algorithms within the SDF itself, so it differentiates by the canals parameters that we use, right? So we experiment with the one canal and our canal. So it comes out with 5 number of MLAs, right? So to improve,
remember when I talked about the modeling optimization process, we can experiment with the different strategy of implementation. We may opt to use cross validation, we may opt to use the splitting method, and so on. So you have to experiment because the supervised machine learning research in particular, the supervised learning would highly dependent on the data that we have. Okay? So that's why because as a data dependent, it's highly depends on your data set. So if you are able to, prepare the sets, they use a good filtering methods, and you can have very clean data set that are ready for the modeling business. Okay? So in this case, all right, we made several cross validation size from 5, 10, 15, and 24. So what is the best pose? What is the best pose? We do not know. That's why we have to experiment. In machine learning, we are able to say this is the best size of k size, right? We have to experiment. But the standard size of cross validation is 10, right? Do you aware of the cross validation strategy? Not really. Okay, very well. Generally, in model evaluation, we have two strategies. One is what we call as a splitting method. Training testing, right? You split 80% to the training, 50% testing. That's small size. But cross validation, we do not split that way. We do split, but we split by the number of k. Example. So if my samples contains 100 samples, remember just now I said the standard k size is 10. So I will partition my samples into 10 partitions, 10 fold, 10 fold, 10 partition of 10 fold. So meaning that each fold contains how many samples? 10 times 10 is 100. So each sample belongs to will consist of 10 samples. It means also training testing concept as well, right? So in the first iteration of I equal to 1, right? The 10 samples will be the testing set. The remaining samples is the training set. Meaning that your 90% goes to training, the 10% goes to the testing. That is iteration number 1. For iteration number 2, we will go to the next fold. The next fold will become the testing, the remaining training. Understand? So I have marker, I can conting atau boleh faham tak? Boleh faham. Jadi maksudnya, jadi bila masuk itu iteration yang kedua kita sudah tukar fold kedua ya, posisinya jadi testing, remaining jadi training. Iteration kita tukar lagi sampai akhirnya setiap objek atau setiap sample has a chance to be in the training as well as the testing. So at every iteration we may have one score, one score for the cross K1, another score for the K2. We have 10 scores altogether. At the end, we average. So that will be the final score. That is how cross validation performs the iteration process. Right? So if you make it K to 5, we will split to 5. 5 iterations, average by 5. And so on. Okay, right? That's the cross validation. And then in research, we usually face the problems of imbalance. Yeah. Yes, students here. Can you raise up your hand? Yes, students? Yes, students. How many students here in this class? Ada berapa student kelas ini? Berapa ramai? Kalau di angkatan berapa? Kalau 100. Enggak, yang cowok berapa? Yang cowok 70. Only 70 from 100. Cowok ada berapa? 20-an. 20. Cowok itu men. Oh, cowok itu men. Kalau banyak cewek. Cewek. Cowoknya men. So bicaranya men, ceweknya perempuan. Jadi cewek dengan jawaban agak berbeza di sepanjang. Di mana ceweknya beramai itu Jadi in reality, ceweknya lebih ramai. Maksudnya kalau kita nak buat classification mengikut kejadian contohnya agak tidak seimbang. Very imbalanced. This is what about imbalanced situation. So that is not good in machine learning because the majority samples will influence the model. The majority samples will influence the model. So you need to have more or less about the same size of samples for the categories. Right? That's the story behind my cewek and jamaah itu ya. Alright. It applies to other situation as well. Okay. So when we have that type of scenario, we need to evaluate the models with different measures. Okay. Not only based on the accuracy, we have to experiment with other measures. That's why we experiment with the precision, recall, and F-score. So that we know that how good it is to classify a category that is balanced. Okay. So that is the need of having more measures together, but just identify the right. This is among the common measures we use, right? In research. Okay. All right. So that's the I will not explain how in the SSS or in your software they must embed those measures. We just apply. But I just want to explain why we need that. Right? Okay, another story. Deep learning. Interesting, isn't it? And we have a story today, isn't it? Deep learning. The deep learning. Remember what Nafa said about the multi-layers? Okay, the more the deep layers that we have, right? So, all right. This story is about my research project with as a master's student on object detection, right? So actually, the story behind this is because in Malaysia, they are proposing, they try to propose autonomous vehicle. How about here in Indonesia? Ada juga autonomous vehicle. Okay, autonomous vehicle is one of the main project in UITM. Right? So I was fortunate to be chosen as one of the researchers in the UITM team to work on autonomous vehicle. Right? And we combine this research with mechanical engineering faculty, combined with the arts and design, right? So that's design sciences. And so with that, I was given a grant to buy this sensor called LiDAR. And one of you heard about LiDAR? And it's a kind of sensor. If you are aware of the autonomous vehicle, there's one device. Usually, the device is placed on the roof, sometimes on the roof, sometimes in the front, at the back, okay, to act as an additional sensor besides the camera. Of course, we have other sensors. But this is one of the good sensors that can rotate itself 360 degrees. It will emit the signals one is moved. So once you emit the signal and rotate and try to capture the environment. So this LiDAR device is very interesting, but something new to me, right, and to my students. So I asked them to explore. That's what minimum research, right? That's to explore it. And the figure part of this research is because this LiDAR comes with a point clouds data set. Point clouds, the point all the numeric with the X and Y and Z features. So based on the distance, based on the depth of the area, and so on. So it's very complicated, but it's like as well as interesting. Okay, just I took up that challenge, right, and try with my few my students and my master student to work on this object detection for autonomous vehicles. So that's the story begins here, why I'm embarking in this autonomous vehicle. Okay, so that's the link of that. If you want to read the full paper, okay, we managed to come up with a few object paper on the autonomous with the use of LiDAR. LiDAR, by the way, means light detection ranging sensor. Okay. So I hope I can play this video. Sampai jumpa macam tadi ya. Because
there's a video coming by my students that try to show that. I will try to do that.
Harus dibaca di tangan gue.
Basically, the idea is that the idea is of the research. That's it. Okay. All right. If you look at the results now in research, right? We have to apply. We have to experiment with different parameters, right? With a single parameter, you can vary the values. It's like you can see a set tuning experiment A, B, and C. And within that experiment A itself, partition it into several several parameters, right? Like varying the size of equals, the size of the other than equals that involve the deep learning is the layer size. Okay, you notice we make use of different layers just now. Okay, they have 3 layers. You can record layer 1, layer 2, and layer 3. Okay, so we expanded those things. Okay, so the idea behind research in machine learning is that you need to experiment with a sufficient samples. Okay, we need to experiment with different measures. Right, we have to experiment. We can check the accuracy, check precision, check the recall. Those things has to be done. Right? Before you can conclude that your model is good or your model is optimal. So why I say it is optimal? We can't really say that this is the best model, but we say this is an optimal model that able to classify the object, right? So in research, even if you notice, we mentioned that with an increase of 0 point something, but it still needs something in research, right? As long as you are above a certain values, yeah, you are considered success in your research. Okay, so don't worry if you are able to get very outstanding results. Okay, so you should feel feel happy, not too happy, but at least you know that you are able to reach that stage, right? Because some of my students said that, oh, my result is not so good, I will have my 0.0 something, right? But in research, that's means something. At the undergraduate level, it is acceptable, but when you do the master's and PhD, you need to have significant difference, of course. There's a difference between one result and another result. I think I don't have to talk on the significant facts, so very good in the statistics here, isn't it? Right, by 0.05, 0.01, right? Those are the tests. So in this research, okay, my students experiment with 2 algorithms named as time YOLO and complex YOLO. Because YOLO itself is one of the algorithms in the deep learning. So if you look at the deep learning research, you have a lot of algorithms. One of the algorithms is YOLO. And now, if you're aware of the research YOLO, it's already YOLO version 7. It's not, if I'm not mistaken, it's a YOLO 4 or 5. Right? And within the YOLO itself, we have different architecture. Tiny, YOLO, and complex. So that is the architecture of that particular algorithm. So it is, in this study, she just experimented with 2 architecture. Okay? And she found out that the one with the, which one is better, the complex YOLO or the tiny YOLO? The result shows that the later model, so the later model here refers to the previous sentence, which means complex YOLO. Right? So with the complex YOLO, it's a better performance compared to the tiny YOLO. So that is one example of research that we can. And I did mention a few future works, right? Like big mechanics or high performance software. You can larger people counts. You can also exercise with different deep learning algorithms such as faster approximation. Because why I mentioned the 2-stage detector, YOLO is a 1-stage detector. That's not yet. But I have another example. That's so long. Next, I think I will make it a stop here.
Oh. I can continue perhaps for another 9 minutes. Yes. After that, we can have a discussion.
Yeah.
And question and answer.
So yeah, okay, I will end up with my next one, sentiment research, just a short one. Okay, basically this is a me of sentiment analysis, right? Where we try to use those methods which I mentioned, try to classify the sentiments into certain categories, right? So those are the taxonomy or how we look at the sentiment analysis. Sentiment analysis where we can have a single-based approach, we can have machine learning approach, we can have a combination of approaches like that. Right? Those are the algorithms that you can apply in the respect of research. So these are some of the applications of sentiment analysis. When you want to look at the brand awareness in business, we very happy how good is the business brand, right? So how people perceive the new brands in the market, right? And we want to look at the reputation of the products, the bad products, activities, the business product is accepted by the market, and so on, right? So then we can of course get the samples from the net, social media, there are plenty of samples that we can extract. So in this study, right? So I collaborate with Dr. Wahyu, right? Me as a main supervisor, Dr. as a co-supervisor for this project. Dr. Wahyu and me supervise this student named Zulaika. Okay, no, Zulaika is my master student, master by coursework. Alright, me, and this is my, this is your department, Wahyu, right? And the other two are my researchers for this project. Okay, so the story about this one is when the pandemic, we are supposed to be faced with the COVID-19 pandemic, and the students are all at home, down, right? Lockdown, right? So there's a lot of things that you have to do individually. You don't have the interaction with the other friends, right? So then this situation brings what we call the because we as a human being, we like to talk, okay? We like to interact, okay? Hi, and so on. But we look at it because the more sedih, ya. Kita semua katakan tertekan, ya, tertekan, semesti rumah, jadi this kind of situation brings this research, and it's like let's make use of Facebook samples, alright, to crawl, to get information from the media, and then from there we come up with a topic model. First, we want to see what are the topics that are very dominant in that situation. Okay. So if you look at this research, okay, we make use of LTA. Okay, LTA is one of the topic modeling techniques, and Bayes. Bayes is the classifier that we use. The Bayes, okay, right? So we combine this. The first cluster we use LTA, and then we use the Bayes. So that is the main aims where we want to identify the topics related to COVID-19 and want to determine the variables of mental health of COVID-19, right? So what we did here is that we extract the sample, as I mentioned to you, from Facebook, all right? Based on the Ministry of Health Malaysia from 1st June to 30th August. Once we are able to collect 74,000 samples, right? So very big samples. Then clean the set, right? Now we have managed to get 8,800. So in this study, if we identify the best number of topics, the best size, if we use our topic coherence score to identify which is the best, what is the best number of topics. It appears to be that the 3 topics are the most dominant, right? And how do we do this? Based on the frequency of keywords that we use, right? And next we use this two-day plate, right, to show the distance between the topics. But the class 3 we look at similarity and differences, isn't it? Right? So the use of this two-day plate to look at the intertopic distance, right? And then you further label the text polarity, assignment the polarity with vendor and text block. Okay? Vendor and text block is under one method that what we use to look at the labeling. Okay? It's the polarity of the assignments. Generally, we say if we get a quality more than 0.5, it's a positive, right? And the quality is less than 0.1 is negative. As simple as that. Look at the orientations of the polarity. So moving on, all right, and then this is basically the overview flow chart, okay, for this research. Right, so I don't want to make this, but this is the step involved in this research. You can look at the paper and so on. Right, so the thing is that what are the insights? What are the insights that we gain from this research? Right, so we managed to see that many people's impacts patients having these gymnastic problems, right? If from the I mentioned about the 3 topics, is how when we extract topics, we identify the topics that relate to the mental health. We take out that particular topic and we further annotate whether it has a positive side effect or negative side effects. Because when you want to perform classification process, you need to have a level. In the beginning, the sample is without the level, right? In the beginning, the sample is without the level. So we do the topic modeling. So topic modeling will identify the best topic. And we choose the first 3 topics. From these 2 topics, we pick up 1 topic that relates to illness, and then we further analyze based on the better character that's brought to see the orientations of the classes. That's the story. So if you look at the insights here, right? Many have lost their jobs because of the lockdown, okay, and losing a job may impact one's emotion and cause instability and uncertainty. And of course, this will lead to health issues. But maybe here you are able to see the exact relation that we are able to produce, right? It's a general information. So you can look at the knowledge being presented from this. So from there, we know that okay, these kinds of situation may lead to the mental illness. Right? So I open this paper for you to further things, right? I think I don't have to elaborate on this, right? I can share myself here for you to have details, right? Because I will try to do very long if I have this. I think that's enough.
All right. Thank you very much for Dr. Shuzlina for the presentation. We will have a fragrant discussion of the various research topics on machine learning. Okay, guys, now we come to question and answer section. If you would like to ask a question, please raise your hand. Silakan bagi yang mau bertanya, angkat tangannya, nggak usah malu-malu.
Ya, saya Nita. So, beforehand, sebelumnya saya pernah ikut dengan peneliti untuk salah satu project machine learning, where we try to predict the the main challenge is that the raw data is very huge. Yeah. Your experience in handling a very huge data in testing set or learning set. Like what should we do when we have data that is so big that it's hard to process?
When you set as a huge samples, how often you fix?
It has 162 variables
160 variables.
and every
1,000 records, and for an hour we will get around 500,000 data for only an hour. Because we need we usually collect the data in every minute, so that's why we have to change.
Okay, thank you, Hanifa, right? So Hanifa asked me when she worked at weather forecasting, right? I guess they faced with a huge data set, right? And the samples 500,000 plus, and the attributes is sorry, the attributes.
Oh yes,
It's about attributes. Well, how do I deal with this kind of situation? Okay, thank you for your question. Okay, very good one. Right. So if I came across this kind of situation, right, what we can do actually that we can have a few strategies. So one of them is by looking at the attributes itself, okay, the dimensions. Just now, so she mentioned the size of the attribute is 100 plus, then we say 200 plus. Right. So when you have 200 attributes to train the model, it will consume a lot of time, right? It will require a big computation power. What you can do is that there's a strategy called dimension reduction or attribute selection or feature selection. There's many names. Okay, you can do it as feature selection, whereby you can select a set of attributes that represent the samples, right? So because we do not know, maybe some of your attributes are redundant. Some will be not relevant. So there's come the issues of redundancy and relevancy. So you can investigate or examine how relevant is what attributes to your class level. Relevancy, how relevant, right? And whether that attribute that you have is redundant or not. So how do we check this thing? The question comes, how do we check redundant or not redundant or relevant? That's another question. Okay, for that, all right, my experience involving protein sequence samples, protein or wide information. So I have a huge attributes and sample size. So what I do is that I will use a certain approach in checking whether that particular attributes are redundant or not, as simple as correlation analysis. Yeah, correlation analysis, you can use chi-square, you can use a covariate, right, to look at the correlation between the attributes. Okay? If there is show a high correlation between attribute A and B, meaning you don't have to take up both. You can take up only one to represent that. This one A, right? And then you can check out, the description of the variable itself. Sometimes the variable itself means the same, right? But we represent different ways. So that is how to reduce the dimensions. How about the relevancy then? When you want to do the feature selection, there's two general approach actually. One is what we call as filter base, another one is what we call as a wrapper base. When you say filter base, when we do the redundancy checking, you will only use the input variables. You will not use the class label. Okay, so the iteration process or the checking process will be faster because you do not involve the class label. Okay, so you check the relevancy of that. And if you may use another strategy called wrapper will make use the class label. So every time you will, the algorithm needs to check the input as well as the output, input and output. So the iteration will be longer. Okay, very longer, but it may give a good results.
So the the best thing that you can is that you may marry the two method, critical and practical. If you look at which is the best attributes to represent your problems. That is the dimension. Don't talk about the samples. The samples, you can make use of the sampling, right? You can add the sample, okay? But the other sample can be used like stratified sampling base, where you can ensure that every class level represent the right distributions, so that your model is not biased. So that sufficient. All right.
Thank you very much for that. Actually, it's very interesting topic. It's very challenging because aside from a huge data set, we also face the problem of imbalanced data. So as we know that in Indonesia, every day is sunny. Pada kemarau itu kan hampir setiap hari itu selalu cerah ya. Jadi itu yang menyebabkan kenapa pada waktu-waktu tertentu itu akhirnya imbalance-nya itu luar biasa. Even itu mungkin 0,1% dibandingkan 99,9%. That's another challenge that we need to solve.
Share my last slide actually. The
Oh.
challenges in region tracks. I think that or just to summarize. Okay, if you look at the challenges here, it's very hard to get, as far as it's very hard to get a very reliable and the quality data, right? Okay, so you have to ensure that your data is free from noise, you have to take out every processing set and so on. That is what another time is on the peak and the step that you face, right? So you need to have a high-end computational power. And then you need to ensure that the is not overfit or underfit. That is not a good situation. It has to be an optimal, right? And with that, that's cover up basically the common challenges faced by researchers. And then on the future trends, all right, we still have a room for improvement for any kind of algorithms. In particular, the enforcement data. How actually want to handle with such dynamic scenarios. Right? So enforcement is very area that you want to venture. And then, in general, the knowledge that you extract is in the form of methods. We're able to see the rules, right? So we need explainable AI, where you are able to explain actually what is the reasoning behind conclusion, right? So that's basically the slide for the research that I hope you can venture in, right? Okay.
Thank you very much. Any other questions, guys? One more chance. Mbak lagi? It's okay if you say in bahasa. Nggak apa-apa kalau pakai bahasa Indonesia. Ada yang ingin bertanya? Yang join via Zoom, barangkali? Ada yang ingin bertanya? Topiknya sangat interesting sekali soalnya ya, machine learning, dan kalau dilihat dari juga sebenarnya banyak yang mengambil topik mengenai machine learning ini. Gitu. Ada yang bertanya lagi?
Oke, saya Mariana mau bertanya, karena kan tadi juga sempat disebutkan oleh Profesor Dr. Shuzlina, kalau di mini time sama di SSS itu kan hanya input dulu, sedangkan kan di basis ini nggak machine learning-nya. Nah, sebagai orang yang baru awam tentang kayak gini, hal pertama apa yang mungkin bisa saya lakukan untuk mendalami machine learning-nya itu sendiri? Terima kasih.
Orang yang bikin ya, sebenarnya masuk ke basis. Sebenarnya jawab soal ini. Kalau saya sebagai orang yang utamanya yang baru nak belajar machine learning, saya akan first start with, if you remember clearly, I have mentioned about 4 categories of machine learning algorithms: supervised, unsupervised, semi-supervised, and the last one is enforcement. So start with the most basic and common one, which is supervised learning. Start with the most basic one, supervised learning, meaning that you have the samples with the inputs as well as the output. So you have this historical data of students profile, for example, because you know what are the factors. Basically the input variables is basically the factors that may influence the outcome, right? So if I want to classify or I want to predict the grade that students may get, right, I may need to collect the profile of the students, right? So what are the factors that may influence the outcome? Example, can you name it? You know yourself better, isn't it? So what are the things that may affect your final outcome, the grades? It's not something simple. Duration of study, that is one variables. Duration of study. What else? Agak-agak telinga cewek itu
Gini, faktor yang mempengaruhi nilai ujian kalian.
apa faktor yang mempengaruhi ujian kalian? Kesulitan atau kenapa pelajaran tertentu. Yeah, so you just list what are the factors that may contribute to the student's performance. Right? Your study style, your duration of study, your pass grades, for example, the lecturers that teach the subject, may influence as well. Right? You just collect those variables, yeah? and then try to get the values for each of the attributes. Then you come up with a simple set. Maybe we start with 100. Just to try that number sample is sufficient just for exploration purposes, and then try out with maybe decision tree. Simple one, because it just based on the concept of layers. I mean attributes, a few attributes, and they come up with a different topic. It's very hard to understand. I try to. You run with the simple decision tree algorithm. If I can imitate 48, 6.5, basic one, some of the basic ones, and then try using several measures, searching several model equation strategy, like splitting, cross validation, and see the output, and try to analyze it. So basically, start something simple and common. Okay. Sorry if I complicate the answer.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Shuzlina. Currently, we still have enormous questions or topic to be discussed, but unfortunately, due to limited time, we need to end our discussion session for first session, yeah. After this, we still second session. Jadi kalau mau gabung, silakan teman-teman. Kalau misalkan nggak ada kuliah, ada mengajar, tetap stay di sini, alright? Okay, finally, I would like to thank the speaker for informative, interesting presentation and hopefully this guest lecture will be beneficial for everybody. Amin. Please give applause for the speaker and for you all. Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Perhaps we will take a break for 5 minutes before moving to the next session. Okay. Kita ada break sekitar 5 menit ya. Kalau misalkan mau join lagi, akan kita mungkin sekitar 11.20. Nanti untuk moderator ambil alih oleh urusannya. Terima kasih. Mohon maaf sebab-sebabnya dan salah kata. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Saya 5 menit. 5 menit.
Absen sama sih. Absen.
Baru aku bikin ya. Jadi pakai Inggris. Sudah Bu.
Tes. Teman-teman yang lain tolong diarahkan untuk mengisi bangku yang kosong di sini dulu ya. Nanti kita mulai jam 11.30. Well, ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Thank you very much for preparing yourself to join our guest lecture. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone. Excellency, our lecturer of Department of Business Statistics, Excellency, our speakers from University Teknologi Mara, our beloved students. It gives me a great pleasure to welcome all of you to guest lecture, Analytical Method Review on Unstructured Data. I am Fausania, and you can call me Sania, as the moderator of second sessions today. I'm very pleased to see you here and welcome all of you to this event. As we know that unstructured data processing has been rapidly developed. As the students of Department of Business Statistics, of course, our dear students have heard and learned about various methods of unstructured data processing. In today's guest lecture, we will get a closer look into analytical method review on unstructured data. Yeah? For our dear students, we hope that you will make the most of this opportunity to gain knowledge, especially if kalian akan menjumpai banyak sekali kasus unstructured data ketika nanti kalian di dunia kerja. Jadi jadikanlah kuliah kamu ini sebagai bekal untuk kalian nanti ya, bekal tambahan knowledge untuk kalian nanti. Okay, we look forward to your participation in this guest lecture ya. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, our speaker of the second session today is from Universiti Teknologi Mara. Let me introduce you to our speakers, Dr. Sofianita Mutalib. She is currently working as a lecturer at Universiti Teknologi Mara. Her area of expertise are including computational intelligence, data analytics, and data mining and optimization. Before the presentation begins, let me tell you how this guest lecture will go. Firstly, Dr. Sophia will be invited to present the material of analytical method review on unstructured data for about an hour. After that, there will be a question and answer session followed by a conclusion. So the answer and question section mungkin bisa pakai bahasa Indonesia, tidak pakai campuran. So I hope you guys can be active in this session. Without any further ado, I would like to welcome Dr. Sofianita to present the material of analytical structured data for about an hour. Dr. Sofia, please, and time is yours. Please applaud.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very good afternoon. Yeah. So now is 12 o'clock. But Indonesia is currently 1 p.m. Yeah. We are 1 hour. Yeah. And my experience in Surabaya, this is second time. Surabaya, and I was in different departments, statistics. It's very focused in business. And I've been informed you are coming from semester 7. Semester 7? Yes, that's great. Okay. Yes, please welcome our friends here. Why don't you come here? Still empty, please. Empty seat here. So currently what we have, what we can observe now, there are many female in the class. Same in other class as well. We have more female rather than male. Yeah. It's a similar in Malaysia too. Yeah. So most of the students in my class, yeah, we have female. Okay. And I've been teaching for different subjects, different programs. There in Malaysia, I'm teaching to mathematical students, right? Geometry students. And also I'm teaching computer science, right? Currently also Master of Information System, Intelligence Systems. So in UITM, University of Technologi, joining this faculty since 2003, and before that was in considered as a private university. When I joined in UITM, yeah, the first task given to me is to teach intelligence systems, right? Intelligence system, which is under the AI. And then decision support systems, okay, and then started from 2009. Yeah, there is a new code which is data mining, and I started to explore further and very into data mining since then. So alhamdulillah, so far I would say data mining has been exposed to many other programs as well. During the time of 2009, it was only exposed to intelligence students only. Okay? And then when I started after 2015, 2000, I guess started from 2015, yeah, it been offered to other programs as well. Because they see there are trends in data science, especially. I believe you are currently embarking in one programs which is in trend in not only in Indonesia, not only in Malaysia or Asia. Data scientists is being highly demand in worldwide, right? So it's not necessarily you try to look at this position in specific, let's say governments or industry, but you can also become something like involved in as a freelance as well. Okay, so there are some success story. Data scientists from Asia is actually serving another country from Europe, and also we you can call it the area, the development area. Okay, so I think that one is considered as one motivation for you, yeah, to have or to foresee the importance of data science, and also especially when we talk about this area. Yeah. So I will go to this particular given topic. Yeah. Biar tadi dia berjalan. So, have you been in Malaysia? Malaysia? What do you know about Malaysia? Okay, good to know about that. Alright, so we have KLCC. Yeah, KLCC in KL, which is the largest and the tallest building in Asia. But currently we have also in Singapore. Yeah, one of the tallest building in Singapore. Okay, and then what else? Now, if you want to compare my city, okay, to Surabaya, it's quite very far because Shah is considered small. The province of Shah Alam, I would say, there is very focused into several sections. We have several, but we have near to PJ Tanjaya, and then the Tanjaya is nearby to Kuala Lumpur. So the distance Shah Alam to Kuala Lumpur is around 50 to 20 kilometers, right? And if we want to go to the Malaysia, we have to go to KRA, which KRA is about 50 to 60 kilometers. Yeah? So that is the overview of Shah Alam. Okay, and what we have in this is actually Faculty of Computer Science. Originally, there are some history before this. Firstly, they are known as Faculty Teknologi Maklumat and Sains Kuantitatif. When I joined, because I joined UITM. Kemudian dikenali sebagai Fakulti Sains Komputer dan Teknologi. And recently, this is known as College of Informatics, College of Computing, Informatics dan Media. Mengapa jadi begitu? Sebabnya dia sudah digabungkan bersama another two faculties. Facultiesnya adalah kami, which Sains Komputer dan Matematik, kemudian digabungkan bersama pengurusan maklumat. Pengurusan maklumat ni bidangnya lebih kepada library science, ya, reports, ya, and then another faculty is mass communication. Tahu kan mass communication maksudnya penyebaran maklumat, ya. Yang popular ini adalah juru acara, pengacara. So itu adalah profile daripada college. Okay, so overview of my information, my background has been mentioned by Ibu Sofianita. Okay, so what I'm going to share with you today will be a very short content, yeah, I hope, but at least I would share something that will be what happened in data science and what happened in the AI. Okay, so I'm going to give you some brief overview. Yeah, I believe it's about data. Okay, you are dealing with data. Most of you have done currently is week berapa? Minggu keberapa dalam satu semester? Minggu keberapa? 13. Oh, maksudnya kamu sudah hampir siap ke project. Gitu kan? Sudah siap? Sudah siap atau belum? Dia akan pada summit. Adakah pada akhiran semester ini? Ya, kan? Maksudnya kamu perlu habiskan dalam bentuk disertasi ataupun reporting. Ya, kemudian kamu ada juga presentation, right? Okay, so apa nama begitu juga di sana. Mungkin di sana untuk semester terakhir semester kita adalah semester 6. Ya, semester 6 di UITM lah. Selepas itu kamu akan pergi ke internship sama juga di Malaysia, kemudian dia pada industri lah to find placement ya for 5 months, right? So sebelum mereka ke internship, okay, obligasinya adalah untuk menghasilkan projek. Okay, so projek ini terbuka kepada pelajar mahu explore bidang apa, mahu explore data apa. Okay, untuk bachelor, basically the data could be coming from something that you collect, yeah, call it as a primary data, yeah, and then or something that you can get from the existing data set, which is called secondary data. Okay, so secondary, I think what are the reference of secondary data? No, public data. Yeah, there's a okay, Department of Statistics, that's good. Okay, pernah dengar hacker? Pernah ada yang menggunakan data hacker untuk projek? Ada? Tidak. Okay, pernah dengar UCI? Ya, UCI ini adalah satu data yang merupakan benchmark kepada machine learning projects dan sebagainya. So, in case you want to do something on algorithms, yeah, you should refer to UCI lah, yeah. And the most popular data kita adalah iris data. Okay. Pernah menggunakan iris data? Ada kan? Iris data tu kalau di dalam AI ataupun di dalam machine learning is considered very a benchmark data set which we use to test to experiments and new algorithms. Yeah. Okay, so I think this when you do the project as well, you have to come up with the objectives, right? You have to go to the what we call the prior process to look at what you are trying to solve. Yeah, so that is a problem solving stage over there. Okay, so in dealing with the problem statement, this comes from one of the main process would be by looking at the data understanding. Okay, so if we deal with the any data mining research, AI check and so forth. Okay, so we have a framework that we can refer to. Yeah, so if you look at this process, mainly it will start with the business issue understanding and data understanding. Okay, so in this context, is actually the first task that you need to do. Yeah, and then don't be surprised. Okay, how much time that you have deal with pre-process? How much time that you deal with understanding of the data, understanding the project itself? How much time that you do? Berapa lama itu bertanya pada dosen, pada pendidik? Dia akan mengambil satu semester. Yeah, normally. But I'm talking about coming up with a proper proposal. Okay, proper proposal. I mean, back in Malaysia, we have to look at the proposal, okay, and then to understand the project, to understand about the data, it's actually take almost 4 months to 6 months. Okay, almost 4 months to 6 months. I mean, in the context of the students know how to write, know how to come up with the objectives and so on. Okay, so data understanding is very, very important in many what we call projects. Yeah, when we deal with data science, when we deal with data mining, when we deal with AI. Okay, so I believe you can understand this overview. Oh, sorry. So I believe you familiar with this one. Okay, so this is considered as one sample of data which already been structured into or has been tabulated into a proper list of attributes in the columns and also a proper samples. Okay, so these are samples. How many samples do we have in the data set? We have 10 samples. How many attributes? 1, 2, 3, and 4 attributes. Okay, so this is something that has been processed already. Okay, and then we have defined for each of the attributes what are the suitable values. Okay, so I think it's quite clear. Okay, so before we proceed, can you just go to Socrates? Ada handphone? Ada handphone? Ada handphone? Okay, so boleh masuk ke Socrates, and then sila login sebagai student. Okay, login saja. Boleh gunakan online. Maksud saya browser. Okay. Okay. Dan boleh melawat room. Okay, ini room saya. Ya. Sofi 40450. Ini fokus. Ada masalah kan? Okay. Dalamnya ada beberapa soalan simple saja. Okay. Kalau sambil-sambil saya dengar, mungkin boleh boleh dijawab. Nanti mungkin ada semua tersebut. Boleh nampak? Socrates.com. Ya. Boleh masuk sebagai pelajar. Boleh klik kepada student login. Okay. Yang di dalam online pun juga boleh masuk. Boleh ya? Nampak kan? Terus kepada nama Sofi 40450. Itu adalah prospek alam. Simple. Saya nampak ada yang menjawab sudah. Sudah lama ini dalamnya. Oke, kalau sudah masuk bagus, saya teruskan saja ya. Jadinya kamu boleh browse sambil mendengar apa yang saya bacakan. Mungkin boleh jawab soalannya. Oke. Alright, okay. So saya teruskan dalam fasa data understanding, okay, critically dulu, ya. Kita perlu melihat kepada data itu sendiri, yang mana data ini ada berbagai jenis, ya, ada berbagai jenis, okay. Dan juga kita boleh melihat kepada atribut itu sendiri, okay. Saya rasa saya akan teruskan di sini yang mana apakah contoh-contoh data yang kita boleh kategorikan sebagai structure. Ya? So we have structured, we have semi-structured, and then we have unstructured. Okay, are you familiar with this one? Are you familiar with this one? Do you have any idea about structured data? structured data. Do you have any idea about structured data? Like when you log into Sofianita just now, you are being asked this certain information. What information did you provide just now? Okay, we have given the name, right? And then if you look to my questions, there are questions that given in the text. Yeah, is that you can write. Firstly, your name. Your name, you can write. Alright? And then some of you write in one word. Yeah, some of you might write in three. For example, you have first name and second name, right? But the text is given there. Yeah, the area that is given only one text field. Okay, and then when we look at the data, it becomes inconsistent. Yeah, because there are multiple key in that. Yeah, I mean not multiple key, different way of keying the information. Yeah, like I said, some of you put the structure, some of you put it like Amina, so there are different. So it's becoming semi-structured. We know it's referred to name. Yeah, we know it's referred to name, but based on how the person in different way, it's become semi-structured. Yeah. Right? Okay. So if in certain cases, when we are dealing with information, need to provide the passport. Yeah, passport information. Right? So it's very clear. It will ask your first name and last name. So the information clearly reflect to first name and last name. Instead of just put it as name, but there is no specific reference. This is called metadata. Okay, there is no specific reference. The name, whether it's first or last. So this is metadata. Okay, so when we have a metadata, clearly it applies when we key the data, so it shows the structures of the data. Okay, another overview of semi-structured. What is semi-structured? Something like that just now I have been shown, I have been discussed. Reflect name also. Okay, and then another example of semi-structured also. Yeah, how many of you dealing with project scraping from text, scraping data from any text? Yeah. So how you categorize your data? Adakah structured, semi or unstructured? Unstructured. Yeah. But somehow there are person call it as semi-structured. Why? Because if you scrape data using, for example, Quick AI, you are using Python, yeah, Quick AI, so you will see there are, when you scrape data and you can import it CSV, right? And you import it into CSV, you have a web actually presented in a column. Yeah, but then you see one column contains lots of text. Yeah, so this is becoming unstructured data. The rest, like you have profile, yeah, you have the information about date. So that is becoming structured. Yeah. So most of us are dealing with the semi-structured. Okay, so how we can see sample of unstructured here? So this is unstructured. As you see, there are data coming from images, satellite. You capture the data from satellite. You capture data drones. Yeah, you capture data. Just now, issues sharing about LiDAR. LiDAR is also considered unstructured data. It's messy data. Every point, yeah, every point. I mean, every point in this, let's say in this room, okay. There will be a path will be captured, yeah? And then we can have in the form of audio. So when we record this Zoom session, yeah, definitely it's become unstructured. Okay, so this is overview when we can see your data types, maybe it's structured, semi-structured, or unstructured. And most of the time, we would have different, let's say, yeah, we have image. Inside the image, we have the text, and then we want to extract the text from it. Kan kita ambil gambar, di situ tiba-tiba ada satu signboard. Beside the signboard there is a text. So we want to extract the text. That is one area of study when dealing with the unstructured data. Okay. Right, so you can see some of the information about structured, okay, unstructured, and also semi-structured. Okay, I want to attract another examples when we have PDF. Okay. What do you call PDF as unstructured? Documents, we call it as documents. Yeah? Why in PDF we call it unstructured? If you, I believe, you need to define literature review, isn't it? Articles. What will be the common sections in the literature review? What will be the common sections in your articles? Common section in the articles. First should be abstract. Abstract, ready? You should see introduction, right? And then you should see section B normally is studies. Related studies, okay, results, yeah, result, methodology, and then results, okay, and at the end you will have conclusion, okay. So there are so many studies that have been done on documents. Ada sesuatu yang membuat dalam documents. Ada projek membuat dalam documents. Ada, yeah, that's good. Ada, ya, okay. So normally documents you will extract the text as well, right? And then you want to see the similarity, yeah, similarity document 1 and document 2. Then you want to see the similarity document 1 and articles as well. So that's only one of project that can be done or that has been done, yeah, in documents, which actually we can extract the text. Okay. Any questions? Yeah. Okay. Any questions? Any questions? Okay. Ada apa-apa soalan? Ada, ya? Okay. Yang ini saya rasa pun sama. Something that you might have seen. Okay. Based on this, we have record, yeah, which the relational records will be presented in matrix. Have you seen in data that be presented in matrices? Matrix itu kan maksudnya the X and Y. Okay, for example, kita membuat lukisan atau penulisan dalam handphone. So, dalam handphone tu dia ada apa yang di-capture di dalam handphone. Dia boleh capture the coordinate of pergerakan. Step by step daripada ketika kita mungkin scrolling, dia mula daripada atas bergerak ke bawah. So, each of movement tu akan di-capture sebagai X and Y, X and Y, X and Y. So it's actually one of how you represent into matrix. Okay. Another matrix will be represented by how you see a drop, yeah, liquid drops from one position. Okay. So nak mengenal pasti sama ada ini adalah minyak yang bagus atau tidak, kita melihat pergerakan liquid tersebut. Okay. Density, the movement sampai, so itu adalah one of data that can be set into the matrix. Okay, and we have graph. Okay, so graph clearly one of example of unstructured data because it can be pointed to different nodes. Okay, and then the structure of graph. If we have seen. Have you seen anything about social network analysis? Have you seen social network analysis? Have you seen any paper like that? So the graph shows some unstructured. Yeah. Okay. So ordered, and this one also clearly one example. This one is reflect to the unstructured is now. Okay. And this one is semi-structured where we know the data actually can be represented by the time, certain time. Ya, so time itu menjadi dia punya parameter, okay, time menjadi parameter. Tetapi the sequence itu sendiri akan menjadi uncertain. Ya, movement of the person, ya, kita capture gambar-gambar daripada CCTV. Time itu setiap time juga akan ada capture. But the context of open menjadikan dia unstructured. Okay, so these are overview of the data types. Then we look at the attributes specifically. The attributes, as we see, when we deal with data reports, okay, for each column, considered as attributes, and this attribute actually can be defined as qualitative or quantitative. Yeah. So I'm not going to go to that here over here. Yeah. So I'm going to straight to the unstructured data, and for unstructured data that I will bring to the example will be image firstly. Okay. So what you can see in the image, this is a different scan and PET scan. This is a different instrument. This is a different devices. You know. Okay, so when we perform CT scan, it's obviously the data is mentioned in the grayscale, grayscale representation. But if you look at the PET scan, the data is being presented clearer with a different, colors presenting the cells and so on. Okay, so what is the implication of using different devices? Okay, because it can generate, it can generate different type of information. Okay, so have you heard about biopsy test? What is biopsy test? Another kind of biopsy test. Biopsy test is something yang relevant to the cancer. Kita nak mengetahui sama ada kita ni mengidap cancer atau tidak. Kita kena mencari biopsy test. However, the biopsy test is a conditional formula. Instead, the samples that are taken out from the body must be the right sample. You know, I mean, you are having a symptom, sakit kepala kan? Okay. Bila kita menjalankan ujian di tempat yang salah, dia masih tidak dapat the root cause of sakit kepala. Okay. Okay. But if we can identify the right area to perform the biopsy and it give you the answer whether it's positive or negative. Okay, so it gives you right decision that this is actually 100% accurate one. Okay, so biopsy test is very important. It's based on the location. It's very important to know the right location of that process. Yeah. In performing this biopsy test, okay, we might use different devices. Okay, like my experience, firstly I'm doing X-ray. Okay, bila X-ray, doktor kata, oh saya tidak nampak lah, saya tidak boleh memberi apa-apa keputusan mengenai penyakit ini. Okay, seterusnya saya perlu menjalani MRI. So bila menjalani MRI, barulah doktor boleh buat conclusion. Inilah yang sebenarnya kamu hadapi. Ini apa yang saya buat, sekian-sekian. Itu adalah cara mereka menggunakan data. Okay, so apa kaitan data ni dengan decision? Definitely is influence a lot in the decision. Okay, it's influence a lot in the decision. Okay, so some of the data might have erosion. Some of the data might have loss. Okay, noise. Ataupun some of the data blur. Dan nampak. Okay, ada yang buat mengenai data, gambar-gambar image? Projek? Tidak pernah. Okay, tidak pernah. Okay, mungkin selepas ini kita kamu ketika internship, bila kerja di luar, data image menjadi satu source yang sangat important. Okay. Okay, sorry. Spatial data, sorry. Okay, spatial data, how? What is spatial data? What is spatial data? Location, right? So, location based, right? Location based. Risa. Okay, Risa. Location based method exactly. So it actually provides us some of information about the child. Yeah. Okay. Di sini apa yang kamu dapat lihat? Apa yang kamu dapat lihat? Malaysia. Okay. Adakah kamu faham ini map of Selangor? Kalau kamu tidak tahu, tak tahu lah. Saya ada tulis. Ya. Sila. Ini lokasi. Seperti saya mau datang di Surabaya, firstly saya tengok pada map ni, saya tahu di mana lokasi Surabaya sendiri, dan saya tahu di mana IDS. Okay, so dalam map ni ada banyak informasi yang kita boleh extract. So do you have heard about relative and longitude? Siapa yang ambil data daripada kita mesti tahu. Tak pasal? Tak pasal. Okay, longitude and longitude ada di coordinates lah. Yang says actually represent the coordinates. And what we can know is that from this longitude and longitude, we know that dia bercakap ngomong tapi lokasinya bukan di sini. Lokasinya mungkin berada di Ipoh. So kita boleh verify. Okay, that is something that we can do for verification. So when you do project, at the end you want verification, right? So verification can be done through this location information. Okay. So definitely, as you see, spatial data is one of unstructured data. Okay. Right. Social media. Social media, apa nama? Tiada isu di situ. Okay. So, you menggunakan apa social media? Ada yang menggunakan Instagram? Mestilah sedang menggunakan Instagram. Ada yang menggunakan Facebook? Tidak. Bukan generasi Facebook. Okay. Ada yang menggunakan TikTok? Semua ada TikTok. Semua ada TikTok. Cik tak ada ya. Okay. Siapa influencer yang di TikTok? Siapa influencer kami dalam TikTok? Siapa kamu punya role model? TikTok. Di Malaysia kita panggil influencer. So influencer tu, bila kamu follow, right? When you follow one of the profile, okay, TikTok will definitely suggest some of other that having the same behavior like this person. So itu adalah the name of the state is actually a recommendation system. Okay, right, and definitely documents. Okay, documents, as you see, documents, publication, websites. This is coming from ResearchK, this is coming from Hacker, information. So you can see these documents is actually considered as unstructured. Okay, so ada persoalan di sini. Any questions? Okay, persoalannya pertama, apa yang perlu ataupun bagaimana kita mahu melakukan data analisis kepada data? Apa yang kita boleh lakukan kepada data? Okay, contohnya untuk dokumen ini lah. Sekarang ni saya tunjukkan dokumen. Apa data analisis yang kita perlu buat? Yang kita perlu buat? Any idea? Siapa nak jawab? Anybody? What data analysis that can be done for these documents, for example? Contohnya apa dia? Okay, sentiment analysis. So the documents, for example, inside that is showing some of the explanation about product. Okay, so kita boleh buat sentiment analysis. Siapa nama dia? Yoda. Okay, Yoda. Okay, ada lagi siapa mau komen? Atau kamu mahu mencadangkan sesuatu yang kita boleh buat kepada dokumen seperti ini? Kamu lihat ada tak yang dokumen yang hampir-hampir sama? Ada tak dokumen yang hampir sama? Ada kan? Punya di sini dan di sini. Dia merujuk kepada dokumen apa? Mungkin dokumen itu adalah dokumen resip. Nah, itu adalah satu classification. Jadi kita categorize the document. We can categorize the documents. Right? Okay. Can we see another documents quite similar to each other? Okay. Maybe we can do something like this document is estimate. This is maybe coming from the same producer, the same outlets. Yeah. So this is something that we can perform on the analysis. Okay. And if we have web pages as well, yeah? Web pages as well. Okay. So some of the activities that can be done, yeah. In web pages we have image and so we have text, yeah, text data. So both can be performed, both data can be spread and be processed and we can perform analysis. Okay. So when we talk about analysis, what is or what are common tasks for analysis? What are common tasks? Jadi saya buat untuk weekend. So kita panggil apa itu? Categorization of classification. Okay. Kalau kita lihat kepada same group, katakan saya mampu melihat kepada perempuan saja. Okay, saya mau lihat pada gender perempuan saja. Okay, and then I want to try to divide the female students into several groups. Okay, I will start with two groups, dividing this English students into groups, and then I will try to divide into three groups. I will try to divide into four groups, and this method is only. Yeah, so we try to look different number of clusters that in fact can be samples to the population. Okay, so at the end we want to conclude which number of cluster will represent the samples. Okay, definitely it has a visual sum. That one is clustering. Okay, so this is common task. Yeah, common task, yeah, for the data analysis. Okay, you okay? Boleh? Boleh ya? Okay. Alright, so ada persoalan? Kita break sekejap, 3 minit untuk berdiskus kalau ada apa-apa. Atau mau cuci-cuci muka? Saya nampak macam hari ini the challenge time, kenapa? Masa yang paling kritikal. Okay, kita boleh break sekejap. Saya mahu melihat dalam skor sekejap. Ya. Boleh kita teruskan for the second part. Okay, Rahman yang sudah jawab. So for the second part, I will introduce a lightly to the data analytics because that's all we have to understand, and I will go to some of the what we have done. Okay, so these are among data analytic types. Yeah, as we know, we have descriptive, predictive, and also descriptive. Okay, so descriptive. What is descriptive? What is descriptive? Can just read this out. Is this about describe, yeah, summarize, yeah. So I think statistical is definitely involved a lot in the descriptive, isn't it? Okay. How about predictive? So right, a classification, machine learning algorithm. So that one is for predictive. Okay, and then it has prescriptive. Yeah, so prescriptive is quite high, and which it can recommend and can also, when it recommend, it gives some kind of description why you should take this action. Okay, so it's considered as quite robust methods for the analytics. Okay, so this is about the description each of it. Yeah. Okay, so when we look at this, what I have shared with you, okay, most of the time data is text consists of images. Yeah, I'm not going to include any audio because it's involved lots of pre-processing and some of very detailed process. So I'm going to discuss a little bit on the image and also text, right? So this is overview where when you have image data, okay, most of the time image considered as unstructured data, and this image needs we need some kind of transformation of this image data into structure. Algorithm won't understand image as it is. So we have to process it. We have to transform this image into a structure. Okay. So, sorry. So the first on the textual. So what I'm going to discuss will be when we want to perform predictive analytics and what we can do, on the text for the predictive analytics. Okay. So for example, I believe some of you tadi siapa yang buat sentiment? Asa boleh share sedikit sebab kamu sudah kamu sih sudah banyak explore mengenai sentiment. Can you share a little bit?
So basically, I have a final project for final project about sentiment analysis. So basically, I take data from tweets people about apps called My Pertamina, and after the data set I have collected is finished from the time I take it, I will be processing the data from the unstructured data text to a data that more simple, so I can further process it to more processing that needed. So basically is about find the line of argument in which data set is positive or negative data set. So after we can define it if positive or negative, we can help the company that have application what they have to improve in their apps. So it means if there is more negative argument about the apps, we can check in word cloud. There's one in the processing data. We can check what is the most term that in the data set, so the company can improve that more in the future. After that, after we finish the processing, we can further do to forecasting in the future for the company if this argument is lanjutan continuously using the super vector machine, so we can forecasting if that positive or negative in the future. Thank you.
Very good explanation. Soalan saya yang buat sentiment mesti ada lagi kan? Oh, sama. Oh, okay. Most of you. Yes, please. Sampai dulu.
Sentiment.
Mau cerita mengenai sentimen projek kamu? Oke, email kamu lagi sudah mau email ya? Boleh.
Jadi saya sentimen analisis sudah evaluasi metode data dari artificial store. Kemudian pertama melakukan proses ini untuk membuat data terstruktur. Lalu tapi ditemukan kasus Indonesia data di mana lebih banyak sensitif. Kemudian untuk topik modelingnya itu berdasarkan pembagian skor yang tertinggi bahwa terbentuk jadi diharapkan dengan analisis atau modeling ini di awal itu bisa lebih memperhatikan masalah-masalah yang ditemukan oleh pengguna yang dari start dan juga mempertimbangkan harga dari paket yang ditawarkan untuk menikmati stocks.
Yeah, so I think most of you are familiar in sentiment analysis. Instead, we have data, especially it's coming from Twitter, coming from Facebook, yeah, and then YouTube. Yeah, YouTube also can perform sentiment analysis to look at the review of the video itself, because the review of the, most of the companies actually selling products and have the video for these products in the YouTube. Okay, so sentiment analysis based on positive, negative is considered as a predictive analytics. Okay, the one that we perform on the descriptive analytics will be topic modeling and also text summarization. Okay, so topic and text summarization mainly using scores. Yeah, mainly using scores to determine whether this is this was oriented with topics or not. Okay. Yeah. So I think that one for the sentiment analysis, when you perform the sentiment analysis, definitely you have to come with the pre-processing. Okay. So what are the pre-processing? Yeah, this involve transformation, this involve merging, yeah, this involve renaming, for example, yeah. What are level? Yeah, what level? How you want to level the data? Okay, some are using the sentinels, some are using weather, yeah. Some are not only using that sentinel dictionary, but some of you might using another information in the review as level. Okay, you can use the rating, isn't it? Anybody use the rating? Now you can use likes, number of likes, and then you define if number of likes is more than 100, it is a good product. If number of likes is less than certain, it's not a good product. So it's become another way, yeah, how to classify the product to good or bad. Okay, so tokenization, attribute selection. Why we need to perform attribute selection? Why we need to perform attribute selection? Okay, you all sudah belajar text mining, right? Okay, so attribute selection. Why is it very important? Why is it important? Dimensional reduction. Okay, pernah dengar? Dimensional reduction. Attribute selection or dimensional reduction. Pernah dengar? Dimensional reduction? Yeah. So if you scrap the data and then you calculate the number of words appear in your documents, berapa juta itu? Ya, terlalu banyak. Jadi jadinya jika kita memproses, ya, proses dengan mengambil sekira semua perkataan itu akan mengambil masa yang sangat lama dan mungkin tidak semua pun memberi significant factors to the classification. So that's why when you deal with textual data, one of the suggestions is to do the attribute selection. Okay, and these are among algorithms. I believe you have heard about random forest. Yeah. How about Nevis Bayes? Yeah. How about logistic regression? Okay. And also support vector machine. And we can have more. not only this. Yeah, so there are so many machine learning algorithms available. Okay. Okay. So these are our one process before, and I'm going to describe further. Some of take notes, yeah, some of notes that you can refer definitely. What is stemming feature extraction, feature selection is here. Okay. And when we deal with the sentiment analysis, actually there are many approaches, yeah, and we can also perform lexical based, and then we compare with the machine learning base. Yeah, lexical base is help us to know the level of the data, and then when we look at the machine learning is to look at the performance of the algorithms. Okay. So some of example that you might want to have a look. Yeah, this is one of example. If in Malaysia, we have an app to call. I mean to yeah, during this is happened. This is happened during COVID lah. Yeah, so we call it as My Sejahtera. In Indonesia kita panggil apa? Pelindungi. Ada sesiapa yang membuat sentiment analysis on pelindungi? Ada sesiapa? Ya, mungkin benda ini ya berguna kepada government untuk melihat adakah feature-features di dalam pelindungi itu bagus, perlu ditambah. Itu adalah something yang we can explore. Ya. So on the sentiment analysis, we also see actually what is actually the implication of use My Sejahtera during COVID-19. Yeah. Okay, and we can have a comparison of the algorithms, and at the end, it can be visualized. Yeah, it can be visualized in the dashboard. Okay, so this dashboard will help us. Yeah, for example, we want to see the word cloud. Okay, or we want to see based on the levels. Yeah, based on the levels. So, for example, we want to see the level positive, or what we can drill down to the context of each of the text given. Okay, right, and this is a descriptive. Okay, this is a descriptive which is referring to the topic modeling. Okay, so in topic modeling, what we implemented here is the LDA. Yeah, so in LDA, when we run, the data is coming from Facebook. Yeah, scrape the data from a specific profile. So the profile that we refer is Ministry of Health. Okay, so we what we can do is that we perform the analysis based on what has been given by based on the posting that been given by the Ministry of Health. Okay, so we want to know. Yeah, we want to know the comments related to what topic. Okay, what topic? So we perform the LDA and we can capture the score. And based on several experiments, we can see that the most the best result is when we relate it into 3 topics. Okay, so this is the outcome, outcome of the experiment, and this is the visualization. Is that when we look at each of the cluster, what are the associated words? Yeah, what are the associated words? Okay, so this can be done through on the Python library as well. Right, and when we perform the classification, definitely it helps us to understand, the behind or the insights of it. Right. Okay, and this one is another project done by undergraduate students. Okay, and what we did is we relate it to the geo information. Okay, so in geo information, we have the data, and then we want to know whether this data is describing location clearly or not. Okay, so we look at the description, whether the description is coming from the commercial area or not. Okay, so it gives some kind of, when we deal with this data, we can capture what we call longitude and latitude. Okay, so this longitude and latitude, we pass it into QGIS, all right, and QGIS integrate with the OpenStreetMap with OSM, and then we can represent it in here. Okay, so we can see the data in the map, and we can identify whether this is positive or negative. Sorry, this is not positive, negative. Whether this is representing the resident area or not. Okay. Okay, so we did what's based on back of words, the FIF, and we performed the experiment. Yeah, we performed experiment using several algorithms and capture the performance. Okay, so I believe you also will do this experiments, right? You have to test it into several algorithms or not, or you just choose one of the algorithm. Depends. Ada yang pakai, ada yang satu saja. Okay, right? Okay, so at the end, engineer kami letakkan di dalam website. So bila engineer letak di website, user boleh menggunakan dan kita boleh buat prediction. Ya, for example, when we capture one word di sini, we can know whether it is describing about commercial area or non-commercial area. Okay, so actually in text is not only focusing on the sentiments only. Okay, so there are many other needs, yeah, needs that we or other solution, yeah, the solution that we can hasilkan produce, yeah, based on the textual data. Okay, and this part is the text summarization. Is text summarization. This is quite similar a little bit on the clustering, on the topic modeling. Okay, and what we did, what we can do is to look at longer words become shorter. Okay, so longer words become shorter. So it gives us more faster time for us to understand these documents, for example. Okay, right. So second part will be on the image. So how about image? Anybody dealing with image? Ada tak yang menggunakan image? Kurang minat? Tidak berminat? Tidak berminat. So have you heard about flower recognition? Apa yang kita buat dengan flower recognition? Okay, apa yang kita buat, saya akan share about flower recognition. I will share a little bit on the herbal plants. Okay, so these are common process. Yeah, common process involved in image data analytics. So when we have image, the pre-processing involves image annotation, okay, feature extraction, and then we pass it into the statistical analysis. Okay, and at the end, this statistical analysis become the features and the attributes, yeah, for the analysis. So analysis can be classification, recognition, identification, or detection. Okay, so in detail for each of the tasks, yeah. For example, if we look at the pre-processing, it involves augmentation, it involves enhancement. Okay, what is enhancement? Any idea enhancement? Okay, so for example, when we capture the data through camera phone, okay, so gambar tu tak clear, okay, tak clear. So we need to enhance the image. We need to increase the quality of the image. So this is considered as enhancement. Okay, so mungkin kalau you guys have used PowerPoint, okay, when we have image, there is a corrector, ada many corrector. This is actually one of the image processing steps. Yeah, we want to correct the image, yeah, to become clearer, clearer. Okay, at segmentation is is very important because of, for example, when we capture image, but we want to look at your eyes. Eyes, kita punya region of interest is eyes. So how do you want to capture eyes? So here, again, this is the importance of image segmentation. So image segmentation will identify the border. Okay, border, and then this area becoming your region of interest to process. Yeah, to process. Okay, so the processing, this one will be covered here. I mean, eyes. Okay, some of the information that you can extract from eyes is the shape. Shape tu mungkin kita boleh lihat. For example, what's the difference? What's the difference between your eyes and your friend's eyes? What is it? Do you think you have different eyes with your friends? Ada reason? Others? Oh. Okay, tetapi jika kita bezakan Asian, for example, and okay, color, okay, selalunya because di sana ada hazel, yeah, that one is becoming one of the features. See, okay, if you look at the eyes, ada yang mata kecil, ada yang mata besar sikit. Itu pun menjadi satu features. Is that we can extract apa dia? Length of eyes, whiteness. So these are the features. You know, that is the features of the eyes. Okay? Ada lagi yang kita boleh extract daripada eyes. Yeah. So mungkin okay, kalau eyes tadi mungkin kita nak kaitkan kepada identification. We want to know whether from these eyes we can recognize you are the person. You are Sophie. Kita tak dapat eyes ni, you are Sophie. Itu kita boleh buat recognition. Another thing is that, for example, we want to, let's say, we want to differentiate eyes and with other objects. Okay, so for example, if we capture the image, muka, they will annotate. So it can automatically annotate this is eyes, this is nose, and this is. So that one is becoming one of the analysis. Yeah, one of the analysis. Okay. Another thing, okay, you have done on the text mining and you know the sentiment, positive, and negative, and so on. Can we recognize it from the muka? What we can recognize from muka? Kita boleh tahu emotion dia stable ataupun, for example, happy, sad, ataupun neutral. So that is something that relevant to face. Yeah, face. We can recognize the emotion of the person. Okay, is on the face. Okay, mata kecil sikit, mata apa? Bila disenyum, mata mungkin smaller, isn't it? Okay, bila kita ketawa, mata mungkin smaller. So that is okay. Eyes, you can detect drowsiness. Kan duduk dalam kelas tengah hari, semua sudah penat, itulah. Okay, so that is one of, in fact, last time I still tried to capture the emotion of students that assessing the ODI session. Okay, so these are among of things that we can do. I call it as the pre-processing and what are the analysis. Yeah, what are the analysis? Okay, so among things that we have done, recently we have done on flower recognition. Okay, this is a motivation. Yeah, this is motivation. We have, yeah, this is motivation because we want to secure our reserve, yeah, reserve prize, taman negara, taman negara. I believe in Malaysia juga banyak taman-taman negara. Ya, so taman-taman negara. So dalam taman negara ada banyak flora and fauna. Ya, so flora and fauna-nya itu sangat berharga. Ya, sangat berharga. So the motivation is to do that. But technically, when we to the taman negara Bintang, it was we call it season tenghujan lah. Ya, hujan, musim hujan. So bila musim hujan apa terjadi? Bunga-bunga tidak keluar. Bunga-bunganya tidak keluar. Jadi kami tidak berjaya mencari bunga-bunga di taman negara. So the implication is that lesson learned, when you want to collect data collection, you should know when the right time. Okay, so if you when and not the best time, definitely. You see, you cannot have, not able to get the data. So what we did is that we just use what we call on the data to perform this flower recognition. Okay, and the flower recognition definitely we can do it using the CNN. Okay, CNN. I believe most of you know that CNN. Okay, and this is another method. This is clustering. So during that time, because we do not able to get power, so what we can get is daun. So daun itu banyak. Okay, daun itu banyak. So apa yang kami buat on daun adalah we capture this image, and what we did is to perform the clustering. You see, we can recognize it into the right species or not. Okay, so we did is based on the RGB. Yeah, so the features being extracted from the image is only the RGB pixel. Okay, so when we take up picture, each of the point ada value. Okay, so we can extract the R, we can extract the G, B. What is RGB? You know what is RGB? R purple, red, G, green, and blue. Okay, so red, green, and blue is the major, major color, major warna, major warna. So we can extract the information from the RGB. Okay, and then second features is rectangle. Okay, so we have to capture gambar itu. Okay, we have to collect, and then we have to calculate the dimensions to get the rectangle. Okay, so each of the image will have the RGB and also rectangle. And then we try to compare how can we find similarity based on the RGB only. Can we find similarity based on the regularity, or we can find similarity based on the RGB and regularity? So we perform the experiments based on different features, right? So at the end, definitely there will be evaluation. So have you heard about elbow effect? Have you heard about elbow effect? If you perform clustering, if you perform clustering analysis, you should see the impact of the clustering. Kalau kita buat classification, kita gunakan apa? Kalau kita menggunakan classification, kita measure menggunakan apa dia? Siapa tak jawab? Senang, senang. Classification, kalau kita buat when we perform classification task, we measure the performance of classification based on the definitely we perform based on accuracy. I mean the performance of the classification is based on whether it's correct or not. Correct. So when we have clustering, we can measure it using elbow effect. Okay, and more advanced method also there, like 0.8. So there's a amount of methods that can be used for the evaluation. Okay, Right, so when we deal with the image, yeah, there are so many algorithms. I think I have include on example, some of the example like biometric detection, yeah, pattern recognition, okay, and also it's actually video processing, yeah, because video considered one of unstructured data, okay, so it has different, yeah, different different location and different time. So it's becoming unstructured data. Okay. Okay, I think the last part will be very, very important. Okay, very, very important in performing any analysis, yeah, analysis on the data set. Whether it's structured, whether it's unstructured. Okay. So at the end, we can present it into specific graphs. Yeah, that this graph will help us to understand on the pattern. Okay, we have deal with data without level. Okay, we have an experiment. I have a project dealing with data without any level, and we are being asked 12 business questions to be elaborated from the data set. Okay, and the technical part, one of the columns contain text, and we need to look at the text. Yeah, we need to look at the text and extract the information from the text. And then this data is presented into different charts. We try line chart, we try bar chart, we try pie chart, we try histograms. Okay, one, because this, yeah, from line chart, it might be related to the bar chart. For example, bar chart, we only consider this one. This value, okay, we want to see this value implicates to the trends. Okay, and then we also, yeah, we also can relate into this one. Okay, because the bar chart is presenting into the percentage. Yeah, those who doing the sentiment, I think pie chart very, very helpful. Yeah, it will help you very much in terms to understand about the sentiments itself, and you can relate here location. Okay, you can relate into the location. Instead, for example, you want to study about 5 sentiments. Okay, you want to know sentiment positive, negative, blah blah blah. Pecahannya di mana? Distributionnya di mana? So you can relate into this one. Okay, right? And then you also can relate to the heat map to see the scores. Yeah, the scores. You can relate into the frequency as well. How each words, yeah, is what, yeah, influence to the sentiment. Okay, and most probably the tedious part will be on the processing. Okay, and it's an iterative process. Sometimes you cannot stop. You cannot stop to process the data. Okay, you can stop, but we have the limitation. We have the constraint of time. We have constraint of cost, for example. That is becoming our stopping condition. Okay, and this is one of example when we deal with students' data. This is during the COVID-19. We want to know the location of our students, and then we integrate it. Yeah? We integrate the data. Is not available in university, but we need to collect the data from what we call provider, telecommunication provider. Okay, and the data of the location, okay, the data of location cannot be captured. Yeah? We have to. It's quite. But I learned a lot about during this time. I learned a lot because the data that we have in university is the zip code, postcode. Okay, so postcode is not available. It's not always available. Yeah, and then we need to process the data. Okay, we need to identify the exact location. Okay, and then here, when we want to look at the service provider is telecommunication provider. Yeah, we want to know whether the students has the access to the telecommunication provider or not. Why we want to know that? Kenapa kita nak tahu di sini? Sebab kita nak tahu pelajar boleh belajar atau tidak. If you do not have any access to the service provider, meaning that the student is totally disconnected with the university. So when they disconnect with the university, how we want to deliver our lecture? You cannot have a lecture through Zoom. You definitely cannot do that. Ya, sebab bila kita buat Zoom, student tak boleh masuk internet, tak boleh masuk mana-mana. It's a fail process. Okay, so we studied about our student demographic data, and from that we identify. Okay, so during COVID-19, some students will receive content through post, melalui post, bukan melalui internet ataupun. Okay, so this is something that I learned a lot during this project, because this is related to how we deliver the content to the students. Okay, so I think I have covered some of the. I hope I have given you some examples that you can refer based on the unstructured data. Okay, I just give you two main examples, and most of the data is actually related to text and also image. Yeah. So some of other information that I want to share is that our programs is actually dari 4 bidang. Bisa 4 bidang: sciences, medical sciences, industrial sciences, and also communication. Okay, and we have banyaklah programs, and also we have postgrads, PhD, and in fact PhD daripada Indonesia, Rahman, ialah UNT-nya. Okay. And this is a bidang dalam college, on computer sciences, AI, analytics, cyber security, and also informatics, right? Okay, so that's all. Thank you from me. I think I want to open to any questions.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Sophia, for the comprehensive presentation. Now we come to questions and answer session. I would like to have 2 questions, please. Okay.
Thank you for the opportunity. Mostly, thank you for the presentation. Mostly, for analyzing unstructured data consisting of machine learning, neural network, or even graph neural network, which is currently rising. That is, we know people call this method as black box. So when using this method, we will be having several limitations such as the explainability or even the interpretability of this result. How do we overcome those limitations? As we are in the department, we would like to know the relationship between those feature factor and the response variable. Not only does we need the predictive result, but we also need the causality. Thank you.
So the question is about how we want to look at each of the and the challenge will be to perform this is project. So yeah, when we deal with the data, one thing the challenge will be the big data itself. Okay, so we cannot lari dari permasalahan ini. So jadinya we have to strategize in terms of setting what is the purpose of doing this. Okay, whether you want to look at the accuracy, whether you want to look at the insight itself. Sometimes when we look at insight, classification of those methods possible, we have to look at the descriptive methods. Okay, so that again there is no specific, but it's an iterative process. We have to set the objective, we have to set our scope of studies.
Okay, thank you so much, Pak Reza, for the questions. Maybe one more questions from the students. Anyone? You may ask saya, no problem. One more questions, anyone? Okay. What's your name?
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. My name is Assoc. So from for the analyze the data text, uh, we have to classification with some method. With, we can use SVM or naive based for the classification. From your perspective, which classification that's more fit in classification from for data text? Or we have to compare them to see which classification more accurate. Because some research tell that super recognition is more accurate, and others said that FBS is more accurate and more. So which classification is really fit in text classification? Thank you.
So definitely, you can see that SPM is chosen because of this method to process the data which is hydrogen. Okay, and as we know, data is also one of the concept. So most of the time SPM is chosen. Yeah? But the best is that not necessarily you perform an experiment based on conform test. But you can instead try on as well. In aerospace, you will put each the data, the level of the data, and we want to see the influence of certain variables to the classification. So when you have cases that want to relate this scenario, then you can use space. But again, I guess there is no specific group for men. It needs to be tried, and you look at parameters in the learning. If you compare with the SPM, it can give far performance. Okay, but there are other, let's say, there are other contexts that we want to consider, like training time, processing time, to process and train over time. Yeah. So again, there is no right and wrong. Yeah. It depends that try. In context of texting, like it's very subtle. Yeah. I think what I commonly mention to students as well, it's not about the performance, but it is how now we are talking about, and you know, at the end, how you use this algorithm, how you use the result for you to interpret the situation. Okay, right?
Okay, thank you for the questions and answers. Okay, due to limited time, we need to end up our discussion session. So finally, I would like to thank you for our guest lecturer, Dr. Sofia and Dr. Shuzlina, for the informative and interesting presentation. Hopefully, this guest lecture will be beneficial for everyone. I mean, yeah. Please give applause once again for the speakers and for you all. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Sekarang saya mau panggil Alfian Syah. Alfian Syah. Alfian Syah. Alfian report. Chocolate.